Streaming on Disney Plus today is the animated movie Night at the Museum, Kahmunrah Rises Again, and here's my review. The Night at the Museum movies depicted a bunch of exhibits come to life during the night, a concept that offers a lot of possibilities if brought to animation. This new animated film begins with promise as we're introduced to the historical wax figures and other playful exhibits in addition to Larry the security guard. It comes across like a Fox Kids animated spin-off show that might have been produced in the 90s. However, the movie eventually wears out its welcome not long after the main villain makes his entrance. There is an odd charm to how surprisingly retro this production feels, and that's definitely not a bad thing. If Night at the Museum had been released 10 years earlier, it likely would have gotten a Saturday morning cartoon, and Kahmunrah Rises Again feels exactly like the sort of show that would have aired back in the day to capitalize on the film's success. Even though the cast is entirely new, the voice actors do a decent job of playing these characters. Thomas Lennon, who co-wrote the first two Night at the Museum films, has the toughest act to follow as Teddy Roosevelt. However, he gives his own flavor to the character rather than attempt an obvious imitation of Robin Williams and gets a few funny moments. There are other amusing lines that pop up here and there over the course of its 77 minutes. The idea of Larry's son Nick taking over as night security guard is one that begins with possibilities, and even though it's clear the lesson he's going to learn by the end, it's not a bad arc to have. Being animated, director Matt Danner also takes advantage of the medium for this fantastical setting. When Kahmunrah appears and starts his evil plot, that's when the movie starts to descend into an episodic structure of running after him and confronting a series of obstacles. At a certain point, it starts to feel like watching a video game as the heroes enter a new level, stop whatever boss they encounter, and then move on to the next section of the game. This would have absolutely been a fun computer game to play and replay on Windows 98, but as a movie, it comes across as repetitive. Even the jokes fall short after a while, although Joan of Arc does get a great line later on for anyone slightly familiar with her history. Most of the movie just involves a lot of fighting and action, which is not particularly exciting and is instead just tiring. One wonders if Disney might have been better off making this into a half-hour television series. Kahmunrah Rises Again already feels like a potential pilot for a show, with a very clear jumping-off point for where future episodes could take Nick Daly, his father, and the living exhibits. As stated before, one can easily imagine this airing as part of the Fox Kids or CBS Saturday morning blocks after showings of Ace Ventura: Pet Detective and Flying Rhino Junior High. The storyline chosen for this particular Night at the Museum anime movie never becomes more than serviceable though.